Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Dota2Canada Cup Season 6 group stages. We are here with a best-of-3 series between paiN Gaming and Team Leviathan. My name is Mott, but real quick before we do jump into the game, I want to talk about something that I think is a little bit unfortunate, a little bit kind of frustrating. As many of you know, this was supposed to be a tiebreak series between not only Leviathan and paiN, but Team Unknown as well. We were going to have 3 BO1s, and 2 of those teams were going to move on into the playoffs. Unfortunately, that is not the case anymore. Rumor has it that there were 3 players for Unknown that still wanted to play even after the roster locks and they decided to maybe disband. They still had 3 people, Excel, Kotaro Hayama, as well as Atune, that wanted to play with each other for Canada Cup. And Bill made it, okay, Bill, of course, being the Canada Cup admin, made it abundantly clear that he was absolutely okay with that. What we've heard is that Team Unknown, the organization, has stated that they said they would take action against the Unknown players if they decided to go ahead and play in this series tonight. Now, we can't be sure if that's exactly what they said, if there's another reason why they didn't want to play. We made it abundantly clear that they could play under a different team tag as well, but unfortunately, Unknown will not be playing tonight. So, with that being said, we will have paiN Gaming and Team Leviathan in the playoffs now, and we'll have this best of 3 to determine seeding, but Unknown could have been here as well, and they could be playing for their playoff lives instead. That is not the case, and so we'll get right into the game now in this best of 3 and watch Leviathan and paiN Gaming. Of course, this is the draft. It's underway. We're presented by moonducktv as always. My name is Mont. With me today is Mont Packs on stats, Pitmuckle doing observing and production, and Purge on analysis. Now, Purge, what's up, man?
Hey man, that was a new record. Congratulations. We'll put that one in the Guinness book. Are you feeling okay? It sounds like your voice is a little different today.
I ate a lot of food earlier. That's about it.
Okay, so you just sound fat. That's what you're trying to tell me?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very fat today.
I totally get you. All right, so we have Leviathan going up against paiN Gaming. It is going to be a best of 3, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so whoever takes the first 2 games wins this. Pretty standard picks coming out of the gate. Winter Wyvern, Darkseer opening from Leviathan. Templar Assassin in the mid lane. It's going to scale well against Gyrocopter. Pretty good against paiN. Not amazing against paiN. Okay against Husk. So at the moment, it looks good for both teams though, because they've got Rocket Barrage to deal with TA and a lot of disables at the moment. So pretty much anybody's draft at the moment.
Yeah, pretty much just try to take down the TA locker room place and bring her down. I think that's the biggest thing is just making sure the paiN gets off a decent Fiend script. That's not going to be easy with Winter's Curse and Vacuum in play, and maybe a couple of other abilities coming up for Leviathan as well. And we should note, by the way, that we were talking about this before the draft, but what happened was that Demon stood in for Leviathan. They pretty much got here. They won both games, and he didn't die, I think, in either of those series. And if he did, it was only once or twice. And he did a fantastic job playing the carry, but they decided to go with Ja today because, of course, Ja is their coach. They're playing with him at WCA, and I think moving forward, they're going to be either working with Ja or another player as we move into the playoffs. So Demon performed excellently, but he will not be playing for Leviathan in this particular game.
Should I lose now for looking?
What? You are a robot.
Good. Can you hear me now? Am I still a robot?
No, you are still a robot, my friend. And we're having all sorts of issues today. Woo! Either way, Leviathan still have 20 seconds left of reserve time. We'll see if Kevin gets back in here in just a second. Hopefully everything gets fixed in just a moment's time. So this best of 3 really doesn't matter in terms of like who's going to make it to the playoffs and who's not going to make it to the playoffs. Both of them will make it in. And paiN Gaming actually played very well. They did beat Unknown in that 1 BO1, and then Leviathan, of course, 2-1. Everyone else they lost to Unknown, and then they beat paiN as well as Pisho. So this best of 3 is going to kind of determine, like, okay, well, who's going to get the better seed, essentially. And the Lich comes out for Leviathan. It's another way to deal with the Bane and cancel the Fiend's Grip. You have the Chain Frost that can stun everything up and just make sure you stop that channeling ability. Frost Armor is very, very strong. Like, even against Tusk and Gyrocopter, it's very good. Sacrifice for lane dominance, and then Frost Blast as well. So, Purge
Robot
back
test?
You are good. You're back.
Okay. I noticed it was lagging like right before the game started. I feel like what happens is everybody gets home from work and then they start streaming Netflix and then my internet dies.
Yes.
Or severely lags because of America.
Yes, that happens in many, many places. Not here in New York, but I can imagine in California that being a very big issue. So I think you're probably good. You're probably good now. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers.
All right, so Ember picked up here. Kind of an interesting hero against the TA matchup because it goes both ways. If Ember Spirit gets really far ahead, then he can really counter TA by Searing Chainsing her and removing her refraction armor or her refraction charges very fast. But if Templar Assassin gets really far ahead, she can two-shot Ember Spirit due to his low armor. So this matchup is always really interesting to watch for that reason. At the very least, ganks from paiN Gaming in the early game are going to be really devastating towards the Templar Assassin. But Leviathan can't really do the same. They've got a Wyvern and a Lich as their supports. Their rotations won't be as strong.
So yeah, I think that's obviously early game. I mean, TA can struggle, but if they stack up camps for her, she gets Ancient Sights going her way. She'll be able to get an early Desolator. They don't have her on Dire Sight, so taking Roche is not that easy. You can still take it, I guess, but I still think the amount of damage she could pump out early game is ridiculous. I think if she gets the right engagement, if they can get a good Darkseer Vacuum Wall into Curse, I mean, it's that Curse into, wall combo that we see so very often. And the Chain Frost on top of that actually as well could be pretty devastating. So they do have some good team fight, but so do paiN Gaming. We have Ice Shards, Snowball, Walrus Punch, Call Down, Rocket Barrage, Ember, Sleight of Fisting, and all the stuff that he does. So I think, I don't know. This is pretty interesting. They'll pick up the Wind Ranger as their last pick for, I imagine, their safe lane farmer. You can set TA safe lane as well if you want to avoid the Ember Spirit matchup, but I'm not sure where they're going to send the Wind Ranger, when they're going to send TA. I think it's going to be TA mid, though, I'm pretty sure, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if it will. I just feel like the Ember Spirit versus the Templar is a little scary for TA in the mid matchup. Just any other hero rotating to the lane could very easily be TA dying because her overall HP isn't that amazing. So I feel like Wind Ranger would be a little bit safer there in the overall scheme. That's what I was looking for. Scheme of things.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. paiN Gaming will pick up the last hero. They've got 30 seconds left here on the reserve time. What would they grab? Ember Spirit, Bane, Gyrocopter, Tusk. Tusk probably in the 4 position, Bane in the 5, Gyro, Ember, 1, 2. Their offlaner remains to be picked, or they could pick up another 4 position support and have Tusk go offlane, which would also be fine. And there's actually not that many left. Well, I guess. All right, well, that works. That's a good pick.
Yeah, pretty good against Wind Ranger in the late game due to the fact that her int scales pretty well, so you can always have a really strong nuke against her. Lots of lockdowns as well. Spike Carapace isn't amazing this game in some ways. I guess you can reflect it on the Lich a bit, but as a whole, he's just going to be looking for ganks around the map while paiN Gaming split pushes and farms with Ember Spirit and Gyrocopter. So I like both of these lineups a lot. I actually don't know if I even see a very clear winner on either of them, but they both are quite versatile. They don't have any super hard counters on either way. It's going to be a good game.
I feel like it comes down to that either that first major engagement or just like who wins in terms of ganks early on in the game. And with a Gyrocopter, I feel like paiN Gaming can easily rotate to a lane, throw up a call down, and have a fight that goes their way without any real, real issues. I think that they also have a Tusk as well, which is very strong in the early games too. So I think paiN Gaming, I like their draft just a little bit more, but there's not much room for, because for a Darkseer, he doesn't really get involved too much early on into the game because, again, he's a Darkseer. You want to get up to your level 11 before you start, really taking team fights. But I don't know. I'm torn between the two squads as for now, but we'll see how things do turn out here. So TPing down bottom is Pico. He'll drop up an Observer Ward. This will block the pull through camp.
Yep.
And that's a really good ward placement. I like it.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to deward in some cases. As long as the small camp isn't blocked, then they likely won't block this camp. And it's placed fairly south to the point where if they do go to try to deward the actual camp itself, they might put the sentry in somewhere like the river to try to spot for a position like this, for example, and they might actually miss it.
I mean, obviously, the most common deward spot for, I think, that I would put would be here. This doesn't block this camp, I don't believe, and then you could deward this particular ward here.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be placing there unless they're anticipating dewarding the small camp.
Right.
So it's unlikely they'll place it there.
Yeah,
the more common ward would be either here, or you can squeak one into the trees, like over here or here.
Yeah, I've seen this one before, the one that you're drawing. That's a very good point. Just kind of some mind games coming up from paiN Gaming. I like the ward placement. They do have sentries on Zebra. They'll notice in a couple of seconds here that the camp is in fact blocked. 40R, I've not actually seen this set. Why does What? Why does Gyro have a boat? What the hell?
Oh, this is the one that everybody was really upset about, and apparently Mada's going to be a part of that.
I'm not upset about it. I've never seen this before. I mean, it's actually
yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah, it looks cooler when you don't have like laser side things, but that's what happens when you get an immortal.
Yeah, so it's really weird. I didn't even know that was a set. Wow.
Yeah, just came out recently. So it will be Templar Assassin in the mid lane. We'll see how that one works out.
Yeah.
He'll very rapidly uses Flame Guard, but he did get a sacrifice at the start, so some very small advantage there.
Good ice shards, but nothing to follow up with.
Looks like the Flame Guard wasn't breaking his shield.
No, it didn't really do anything at all. There's the Rocket Barrage going to go. Jenkins does not have his Surge, but the Iron Shell going to work on C4T and a couple of Geodo chops, and he'll take some damage. Jenkins, the Ganja King, will go ahead and regen up with his Tango. And there is a great ward placed here in lane to scout things out. Another Ice Shard's going to fly through. This one does not connect. It just pushes him out, actually. It was very close.
But the important thing is to stop the pull through, so they didn't get the pull.
Yeah.
It's nicely done by paiN.
Alright, what's going on? Pepita's got 2 lost hits, TA has 3. Like you mentioned, this is a pretty nerve-wracking matchup in the mid lane for the TA. They throw a sentry down. They actually find a ward that was just placed. They saw Ja go ahead and throw that ward down in the jungle. The observer ward they have in lane. So
he got the super tango.
A Frost Blast. Now Jenkins is looking to maybe run in with his Iron Shell and actually do some damage here.
Oh, they can't kill him. He used the tango on the ward. If he uses another tango, he keeps that Uber regen going.
Rocket Barrage. He actually dodges it. Jenkins is going to be able to get out of here. And so will Ja on the other side, unless they decide to dive this tower, but they will not do so. Good fog usage. She got here, so the Rocket Barrage didn't do any damage, and he was able to make his way out.
You know, despite them losing a lot of HP here, they're really limiting the farm that Gyro gets. Like, Gyro's at 3 last hits right now. He's got more denies than he actually has last hits, and it's 2 minutes into the game. That's like 4 creep waves. Well, this is the 4th creep wave, but...
You were absolutely right about where he's going to put that Sentry Ward, by the way. Flying Zebra. And this is an Impale Tava, not your best effort. He actually had a double damage rate as well, but... No, that Sentry is... He's cutting down a lot of trees. He just used a couple of Tangos just to see if he could actually find something here. He actually gets it on the second use of the Sentry. Oh, beautifully done. On the other side, Pico is looking for a potential Courier Snipe here. As Shibi is going to be bringing out his bobble momentarily. God.
He doesn't have boots, though, so I don't really see him getting... can you Ice Shard? I guess you can Ice Shard some, huh?
Yeah, I never thought about it.
Oh, we'll see.
Courier's walking out now. The llama!
Oh, he walks away just as the bottle comes.
Wow. I thought I was going to go for that. He decided against it. Okay, well, whatever. It happens. Well.
Alright. So he leaves again, back in the offlane. Jenkins still level 1. Lich actually very close to the creep wave. He's taking a lot of damage from the Gyro.
Brain Sap goes. There's the Rocket Barrage. It's splitting up between the creep wave, but that is your first blood, and Jenkins is in trouble. He's still on level 1. He doesn't have Surge left, and it's a double kill coming after the Bane. The right click is more than enough after the Brain Sap comes through onto the Lich. Some aggressive play being too far up in lane, and this Darkseer is starved for levels, and this Lich is not helping him out nearly enough.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem there when... Like, you might have said, why is Ja and the Lich sitting so far up? It's because... he was already committed. He knew that if he walked away from the creep wave that he died no matter what, because the Rocket Barrage would absolutely kill him. So the best thing he could do is right-click enemy heroes at that point.
Right.
So it's just a positioning error that he realized a little bit too late there. And because of that, I mean, Jenkins didn't also need to die in my opinion, but they're doing all right in this lane because Gyro's farm is a bit low, but that's going to be offset heavily if you die a lot to him.
I mean, the fact that Jenkins is only level 2 now is a real big problem, I think. Again, this hero needs levels to be effective, and right now the Darkseer doesn't have any, and it's not even like you can go in jungle yet. You really need a couple levels in that Iron Shell to be effective. A Soul Ring especially will help out a lot. I mean, just some regen would be nice as well, but that's just not happening now, and they're going to actually rotate, and it looks like they will send Jenkins to the jungle for the time being. Ja will go ahead and stack up these Ancients, so this is going to be a big stack coming for Shibi here pretty soon. But Pico's going to go ahead and head towards the wraparound spot. He was looking for potential gank, but he couldn't find it. I thought he might go for the high ground here to see if there were any ancient stacks up. But they will, I think, scout that out sooner rather than later, just to make sure Shibi doesn't get too far ahead.
Yeah, that's a good point. Another reason that Nyx Assassin is strong is because he is good against Darkseer. Darkseer has a huge mint as well, so you can burn his mana very easily. Ice
Shards coming in. Shibi doesn't have a refraction for another 5 seconds. Pepita coming through. Now the Flame Guard as well as the Snowball. He's going to bottle up. Refraction will go, but now it gets burned out immediately. Will looks like he falls, and yes, Pepita with the last tick of the Flame Guard will get the kill. He could have even used his Searing Chains, but decided against it. So they get a big pick up there, as the TA was actually running away with farm in that lane. Was even ahead of Pepita for a period of time there.
Yeah, it's just so scary against Ember Spirit. Like I said, if any hero rotates, he just dies because his reflection does nothing.
One of the few heroes. Well, there's a couple of heroes that can own the TA in that regard, and I think you have to be very careful if you're Shibi right now. Now in the jungle, Pico is going to be looking for a couple of creep wave, some stacks as well, and he's actually just going to try his own Zebra out. He's got level 2 Ice Shards, level 1 Snowball. Won't chase any further because Flying Zebra uses his Arctic Burn nicely. I think he spotted out Tavo as well and will back up and back away. While Nushim is getting plenty of farm, 31 last hits. Nushim actually, he's the 4 player and now playing the 1 position in this game. Very interesting, by the way.
Yeah, I guess they had more faith in Nushim's Wind Ranger then.
Good Shackle Shot comes out. Now there's going to be a good Impale as well. Ice Shards fly through, and he will fall with the usage of the Mana Bird coming in. Spike Carapace is up. Zebra doesn't have the damage. He actually needs a Splinter Blast. Will not kill him. It'll bring him low, but he needs about 2 more right clicks to get the job done. So a good gank got Nushim down to that bottom lane.
Yeah, it's too bad he didn't use Windrun before the snowball hit. He probably said, oh, I'm going to save this, but the mana burn came through. He lost the rest of his mana, and he didn't have that survivability. If he did actually have that evasion, he might have been able to... And not only would he have taken 100 less damage from mana burn, but he also would have dodged at least 1 or 2 attacks. So, just a very slight mistake there.
So already paying up 4-0. They'll lose Pico to Roche as he had purchased his bottle, wanted a quick trip back home, and that'll do the job there. Shibi was working on some of his Ancients, only does a slight bit of damage, but down bottom there's going to be Focus Fire as well as the Arctic Burn. Impale misses on Zebra, but Nushim actually gets stunned up, and now they're in trouble. Mana Burn will go. Nushim, Power Shot will fly. Not enough damage. Snowball coming through. Ice Shards are up as well. Looking for Zebra. Doesn't hit the Ice Shards, and Pico's going to get turned on here. Focus Fire is still up, so losing some damage onto the Pico, the Tusk, but still almost killing the Nyx Assassin. They could have really used that kill. Top, or mid lane rather. Pepita finding the kill on the Templar Assassin. Getting caught out, pops the Flame Guard, easy kill with the chains on top of it. TA gets brought down again.
It looks like he used all 3 remnants there, so it is going to set Ember Spirit a little bit behind temporarily, at least in escape measures, but more farm for him, less farm for the Templar Assassin. He can resume just completely dominating this lane. There needs to be a gank, but again, they're a little bit limited due to the fact that their supports aren't very good at rotating. They can't gank this Ember Spirit. No. If he activates Flame Guard, it just stops all of the support rotation damage.
Yep. I mean, you look at Frost Blast, nothing, it's not going to do any damage against the Flame Guard. He can remnant it away. They really don't have any Sables. They need a Winter's Curse or a good Shackle Shot, but that's not going to happen. I mean, obviously, the Winter Wyvern is not 6 yet. Nushim, well, he's not going to rotate out of bottom lane. He could, theoretically, but it's just not that easy, especially without a Blink Dagger. So they're going to just have to let Pepita farm here, unless he gets a little too over-aggressive, and maybe he has to back up or gets killed in the process. And even top lane, we talked about the Gyrocopter having a bad start, but look at this 40 Rs that was sitting at the second in net worth right now. Even after kind of, I mean, he got a couple of kills, yes, but he was missing out on a lot of last hits purge.
Yeah, he's going to be really happy with that one. He's about to finish his Phase Boots. Phase Boots won't well, pretty good at this moment. Not super far ahead by any means, but he's doing very well. Though the one good thing that Leviathan does have, though, is that their Ancient stack is looking pretty good. Looks to be about a 4 stack right now.
Yeah.
They have to protect this, and they have to get it. That's really one advantage that they can have in their favor.
Well, C4T is thinking about throwing out a Berserker Ward on the high ground. Bottom lane, there's going to be a dive. Good Shackle Shot. Focus Fire. Tavo's under the tower now. Good Spike Carapace. Keep him alive. Power Shot goes through. There's the Impale, but not really going to do much. And he should fall here. Jenkins wants this kill, wants to be a part of it. Surge now down for 5 seconds. There's going to be the Ion Shell going to work. Not dead yet. Last right click, and Nushim will get the kill. He dove real far for that pickup down bottom. Dies for it in the end.
Right, so that was good. At least they do finally get a kill on the board. Some much needed experience. Leviathan needs to maybe put a under-leveled support mid, and then allow the Templar Assassin to start inching, which seems like what's about to happen. Shibi's going to attempt one more stack here before he goes for that.
It's going to take him a while to take the stack, though, but he'll probably get some help from somebody, I imagine. Meanwhile, top lane, Tier 1 tower is going to go ahead and fall. They do have a glyph, and they're going to call down right on top, and now that Windrun comes out, Nushim in trouble. They've got the Nightmare. They'll pop it off. They have the Brain Step as well. They're looking for the Rocket Barrage, and Nushim is going to fall. Nushim just TPs into a creep wave as well as paiN Gaming, and they find an easy kill and the Tier 1 tower in the top lane.
And TA is doing the Ancient stack. Doesn't look like anybody has shifted over. TA actually is probably the fastest Ancient team hero right now due to the fact that her Psyblades do pure damage, and one of the big nerfs to Ancients is that they get more and more armor and HP. So she can actually clear them very rapidly here. Gives her some nice net worth bump.
She's done a nice job, and she's now up to 3rd in net worth. Down bottom, Flying Zebra getting impaled up. There's the Mana Bird. Good Cold Embrace. Tyler doesn't have the damage to deal with this. Without the initial burst, you can't really finish off the hero unless you can keep bring him down very low. 1 or 2 right clicks will not help against a Cold Embrace hero. So Wyvern will back up and back away. He's sitting at level 5 yet. He's trying to get to level 6. He's very close, but not quite there. Maybe getting some experience mid, or that's, I think, what he was trying to do bottom lane is pick up some experience. He'll buy a stick. He's got a couple of wards in tow, and they're not out of the woods yet. They have a long way to go here. Shibi's still doing Ancients. He's up to Treads now. He's got a Wraith Band, no Aquila yet. 1,000 gold. He's actually pretty close to his first Mithril Hammer. That's a big pickup if he can get there. But Pepita, he's going to have his boots of travel very soon.
Unless he dies here.
Yeah,
which
could happen.
They'd have to shackle into everything they have. That's the only way they kill him. It's so difficult.
He just remnants away. He says, screw this, I got a jungle stack. He goes right to the jungle stack with a remnant. And this will pick him up his boots of travel more than likely. In the next stack coming out, his flame guard's up to 10. Throw the remnant over, and down bottom, they're also going to get some extra gold with this tier 1 tower, as C4T, Pico, and Tavo are all in the vicinity. If someone decided to TP in, they'd most certainly die here. And there's not much that Leviathan could do in this instance. They have to just let this go. Get the tier 1 tower up again.
paiN did overly rotate for this, though. They were expecting Leviathan to defend, but instead they were set up that kill mid. Both teams kind of wasted their time.
Like Carapace goes, the Iron Shell is blowing him up, and he almost dies to it. Jenkins can't quite get there. He misses the wall. The Chain Frost will bounce, doesn't do anything, but Peta gets the kill. And so Tavo actually gets away. I think the wall missed. Had it hit, I think Tavo probably dies there. Or at least it's close.
Yeah, it would have been really close. It does 150 damage now, so would have done like a little bit over 100 on a reduction.
Drum's coming out. Phase for the Gyrocopter, so no Treads drum, making you just a tankier hero. He does have the phase, so he's got the increased movement speed and damage early on to this game, but I don't know. Scaling better in the late game. We'll see how that does turn out.
He's looking really healthy right now. 3-0, 68 last hits, 10 denies. Leviathan's falling behind in farm. They don't have very good gank options to catch back up. They're hoping to just have the lane pressure that the Lich and the Darkseer provide to just shut down what paiN had, and it did work for a while, but they did die those 2 times, and overall the lane has just gone much better for paiN.
We're sitting at a 4,000 net worth lead for paiN Gaming here. Only a 500 experience lead, but that, I mean, that's not going to matter. If they get shut down in another team fight here in a little while. If Flying Zebra actually almost got caught out in the top lane, it was literally experienced top. And sat a little too close to the lane, but 40R pushes the wave out. There's no tier 1 tower for him to go for. There's 3 heroes mid, by the way. C4T, Tavo, and Pico looking for potential smoke, or just a Vendetta to go for a kill here. They do have a smoke on C4T. 40R will rotate in as well with a TP, and they'll smoke up more than likely here with Pico in just a moment. They'll head towards the enemy jungle. They'll rotate a couple heroes top for Leviathan, so no TPs into the tier 2 tower. It looks as if Shibi kind of knows something's up. He's going to head to his own jungle instead. He's going to pass right by an Observer Ward, and he should be dead here. They're going to go for the Fiend's Grip. There's the Snowball Rocket Barrage. That is a dead Shibi. He did at least have 1 Mithril Hammer bought before he died. He lost only about 200 gold or so, but a kill is a kill, and especially on the highest value target in Leviathan, paiN will get a nice job done there.
Yeah, it's going to make things really hard for Leviathan here. Again, it's just so hard for them to get ganks off. They didn't get their levels just fast enough. Now the pressure is coming across the map. They have to deal with an invisible hero and the next assassin, so they're going to have to buy sentries and lots of other things like that. So they have to try to trade for now. That's maybe the best thing they can do since their gank is weak and their team fight is weak.
I don't think this is even going to be a trade. They could TP heroes up top. They're already rotating a couple in. Pico's going to be the first one there. TP's ready for the Gyrocopter in about 5, I believe. He'll be able to get up there, no problem. C4T has his, so this tower is not going to fall. So, I mean, they're just trying to trade experience and last hits across the map, but they're losing towers. They're losing heroes in the process. Jenkins is almost at his mech, and he desperately needs that. He's at level 8 right now. So still a while away before he has his Vac Wall combo fully online. He'll actually try to TP away. He'll make it out in time. But essentially, Leviathan can't use their jungle right now. I mean, there's such good ward coverage for coming up from paiN Gaming that their jungle, their top lane, even their mid lane is covered completely.
Yeah, it really limits what Leviathan is doing, or wants to do, basically. Put wards around their extremities, their farthest outreaching towers, and then you farm everything past that. That way, when they do pass, if they do pass the smoke, you'll say coming, oh, Ja almost nuking an illusion. Will they find the Nyx?
They will. He's going to use his Vendetta. Dust comes out. Shaka Shot will latch, and they'll pick up a kill. Nicely done. Very close to losing that kill, actually. They dropped the sentry just out of range of this Observer Ward down towards this middle area of the jungle, but Well, for now. Gonna be a Civil War placed by Zebra. He's gonna run into Fordio, who pops the drum charge, rocket barrage, Splinter Blast. He's got call down. If he uses his cold embrace here, he's dead anyway. And he will fall. He was too far into the call down range, so that's an easy pickup for the Gyrocopter.
Good for Gyro. 2-0 and 3 on him now. He's got an Ogre Club. I think he could definitely get away with going SNY first. It's not terrible to go SNY versus a TA because it does provide you some armor. It's not a lot, but it's a little. And that will help him a lot more against a TA than something like a BKB will. But with that said, he does have to still worry about Chain Frost, Power Shots, Shackle Shots, things like that. Yeah. So we'll see which way he goes with this build.
There is some good lockdown for Leviathan if they can get it going. They have good team fight, but they've just been on the back foot for so long. They've been so far behind. Winter's Curse is finally online. In fact, Zebra getting level 6 after that last little kill onto the next assassin, I believe. Rotating around a couple extra heroes, 40 yards in the jungle. 3 heroes near the lane. They actually remnant out paiN, and Tabo will go ahead and Vendetta up, looking for particular pickup. He might run into a sentry here. They know that they just got D-ward. He needs to be very careful. He will not make the mistake of heading to the jungle. He might run into Ja, however, and Ja's an easy target, but Nushim is nearby as well. So if he opens himself up, there's a good chance he gets turned on.
He's thinking about it. He's waiting for backup here.
Yeah, they have 40 yard. Yep, he's right nearby. Call down will fly. Vendetta and paiN will hit. They'll find Josh. Shackle Shot might go. It will. It'll latch up as well. Can they get this kill? They're deciding whether or not they want to continue. They don't know who else is down here. Nushim could have maybe picked that kill up or at least done some damage, but decided not to.
Yeah, I think that's not terrible for Leviathan. Sucks to lose one of their heroes, but it was their weakest one, most likely to get killed. So it was very good for Leviathan. That wasn't a double stun, actually, because then it definitely could have been a double kill. Mech's up on Darkseer, though. That's one thing that paiN is probably never going to build this game, since they don't really have any natural mech carriers. So this could give them a very small advantage. But the fight has to go that way. It has to have everybody take some damage and mech heals them back up to full.
They see Tavo. They're going to get the Winter's Curse off as well. They'll pop up the Refraction. Now there's going to be a Shackle Shot. Good usage of that Spike Carapace. Nonetheless, he will fall. They'll get the kill, and that's going to provide Shibby his Desolator. He's flying out right now. So not only is the mech done, they have the Deso. Nushim's getting closer and closer to his Aghanim Scepter. They're getting some items now, but they're still a little far behind. They're going to work on this Tier 1 tower. There's going to be a side trap placed down to see any TP rotations. They're being very careful about how they push this. They don't want to get caught out. A call down, an errant snowball, or a Fiend's Grip coming through could be devastating. They pick up the Medallion of Courage on the paiN. They'll back away. They don't want to fight. Even 4 versus 5, they don't want to deal with this. Nushim has the homing missile on him. He'll back away. He'll power shot to get some vision and push the creep wave out. And they'll stop their push in that mid lane.
No, I think this is the right thing to do. They absolutely can't fight right now. They're behind. All they need to do is delay their opponents, continue getting kills occasionally, and then they can get back in this game. And they are starting to become decent at ganking due to the fact of having Winter Wyvern 6, as well as the Shackle Shots being completely maxed out. So they just have to find the engage. They have to follow it up with a Shackle Shot, and they can definitely get a kill.
And paiN, though, all the meanwhile continues to farm up. He's at 3.3k gold, so his Battle Fury is close to complete. He's saving up a lot of money. He's not buying any components or anything like that. I'm assuming it's a Battle Fury, but you talked about mechs, and they have the Medallion already picked up on the Bane, so you could go for a mech on Tusk, right? Or no?
You could, I guess. Yeah, that's a good point. Mech on Tusk is definitely possible, and he already has Arcane Boots, so yeah, I think you're right. I think it will be mech on Tusk.
Saving up a lot of money, too. Everybody's just saving up. You got a lot of bank in this game. Away. Well, Chippy's Deso is now done. He still only has Shreds and a Deso, essentially a Wraith Band, and a classic Iron Branch, but that's about it. Clear out some creep waves here. He's working on who knows what next. Gyrocopter should have his Sanshun. No, he's going BKB. I'll pick that up. And so he goes for the safer route first.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. Just, again, it allows him not to get shackle shotted, so he just doesn't have to worry as much about getting chain disabled. He can keep his lead with BKB, and that's really what BKB is. It's not an item that allows you to farm faster. It's an item that allows you to kill your opponents during team fights without dying, and that you get gold that way.
Nushim and crew smoked up. They have Curse back up, and that was the symbol to go. Tavo is going to go through. He's going to get dusted immediately. There's the Curse. Spike Carapace did not get off, and he'll die to 2 Meld Strikes, or a Meld Strike and a couple right clicks, and should be able to pick that kill up. The Blink was actually going to be the choice coming out for Pico, so it's not going to be the mech. And then the BKB is not completed as well for 40R, but still, nice gank coming out from Leviathan.
Yeah, another kill to their name. They're creeping their way back into this game. Their net worths are looking all right at the moment. The only heroes they have to stay ahead of and farm are what, Nyx, Bane, and Tusk, and that's pretty straightforward. Those heroes probably won't pass them, so the only thing that Leviathan has to deal with in the late game is going to be a super farmed Ember Spirit and a super farmed Gyro, which they have some of the tools to deal with. We'll see if they can do it, though.
Smoke up. Alright, they want to turn and smoke now at this point. They're going to actually just end the Roche.
Yeah.
Medallion's up and ready, and they have some decent damage. paiN has bought something. It is a full Battle Fury.
Oh,
so that's
wow.
done. Uh-oh, Fiend Script. Nushim, what are you doing there, bud? He's going to get caught. Call down will go. Rocket rises up, and easy pickup, too.
Ward's a good man.
Yeah,
I guess he was going for the rune there. Maybe he should have power shotted the Roche pit on the off chance that they were there, but doesn't get it. Gets killed.
Well, at least Leviathan can go up and try to push this tier 1 tower top, but there's nobody here that does a decent amount of right-click, except for Shippy, of course, who's trying to get there as quickly as he can. But Roche is going to fall soon. They might be able to actually come in and defend this. I believe they don't actually have glyphs, so this should be a tower for Leviathan. However, it will be the classic tier 1 tower for Roche Entree. paiN needs to be very careful. He was low. He is a regen rune, but he'll be fine. They'll give the Aegis to the Gyrocopter. paiN now has a regen. We're going to be able to pop that up. They'll take the tier 1 tower for Leviathan top. Still, they've got a long way to go if they want to try to win this game.
They do, but I think they're doing okay. They did lose their Wind Ranger, but she bought up before she died, and now they've got a Blink Dagger on TA. They got some map control out of it, something very important for them, because now they can have a place on the map where they can be aggressive without worrying about paiN teleporting to quickly defend their allies that are getting ganked. So I think they're in an alright place. They just need to do a stun setup here, and then have TA blow somebody up in 2 shots. If they could find somebody like Wind or Gyrocopter, that'd be really good for them.
Yeah, I mean, he's been very careful this entire game, and now with the BKB in tow, it's going to be hard to take him down. They actually have a gem that was purchased up. I believe it is on the Tusk. The map control is going to be even worse for Leviathan. God, there's not much they can do in this situation. They just kind of have to be careful.
They can. They just have to get kills, and like you said, be careful. Look for kills, and that's what they're doing. They're in positions where they're hoping if the creep wave will push past, maybe they can pick up a kill on the Ember Spirit. They need some stun heroes, though, and the 2 that can stun are the Wind Ranger and the Winter Wyvern.
And, well, the Wyvern is here in the mid lane as well as the Wind Ranger.
Ooh, the old meld in lane.
This could go well. 40R does have the Aegis, but look at that, 2 hits, and he's actually very low vacuum. That's the Aegis. Decided not to pop the BKB, and actually Shippy has to get out. He's got no mana. TP Jenkins will not make it away. 2 ults used. Games grip as well as the Walrus Punch. So an Aegis for Jenkins. He'll be down for 40 seconds.
He might just find the
Shippy,
TA.
he's got a blink. He needs to get out. He blinks towards the rune. He'll be able to bottle and regen that up. But paiN is on the hunt. He's got a couple of remnants. I think he has 1 left. He'll actually throw it up onto the high ground instead of going for any further trades. So Shippy will go back to work at farming.
Okay, so I think that was pretty good for Leviathan. They obviously lose gold there, and they don't gain anything other than killing the Roche. But killing the Roche is huge, because if they had the Roche up, paiN could just 5-man and go for some major pushes here, and it'd be way too hard for Leviathan to fight it. But now that they know that they can initiate and they can 4-shot the Gyrocopter, things are looking up for them.
I mean, and even if he did BKB, I don't think that saves him. Because
definitely not.
He could have just blinked forward, melt strike again, and that would have been fine. I think 40R is realizing very quickly that he's not as tanky as he'd like to be, even with this BKB.
Yeah. That's basically a Gyro against almost any single target hero. He's just a little bit weak to that kind of damage type.
Uh-oh, they will find 40R. There's the Shackle Shot. It latches perfectly on paiN. There's the Chain Frost. 40R gets Snowball saved. Beautifully done. Can they turn this? There's the BKB. He's so low. Focus Fire will do the jump. Double Impale coming out and actually turns the fight around. Now Pico in trouble, but still Tavo is in a rough spot. But paiN back in the fray. Siri Chain, Sleight of Fist, not bringing him down just yet. Another buyback coming in. C4T getting chased down. 1 more right click will do the job. paiN not able to get out. Good meld coming through. Avoids the nightmare. Jenkins still chasing Tavo down. I think he bought back. I believe he was the one to do so. Ember Spirit will back away. He'll make it out alive, but great shackle coming out from Nushim. And it does give them 1,500 gold. They did buy back on Jenkins. Not necessary. However, still a good fight for them.
Yeah, I feel like the late Winter's Curse seemed a little greedy to me. I thought he was going to ulti on top of the Gyrocopter as the shackle ended to guarantee that both of them were still stunned there. But he was holding it out. Maybe he was worried about Snowball. Oh, he finds
he found Tavo. He saw him and he went right for it. Power shot. Good Spike Carapace vacuum, but it's still Spike Carapace up. Doesn't matter. The last 2 right clicks from the Focus Fire will do the job. And that'll give them an extra kill and provide the gold for the Blink Dagger for Nushim. All right, okay. Pretty good fight for them.
They're doing all right. Honestly, they're top 2 and 3 in net worth now. The Gyro is in 4th place. He's behind. Well, he's around where the Wind Ranger is, but I think Leviathan's happy with this. The game continues to go in their favor. paiN's not getting any ganks off. They lost their gem as well. The TA has it now. So they lost map control. They lost a lot of their core heroes. They lost the Aegis. They still haven't gotten a tier 2 to fight their great early game. Leviathan's back in it.
Yeah, what a shackle shot. That's what one shackle shot will do for you. And Nushim's probably like, yeah, I didn't even mean to hit that shackle shot. He kind of just went for it. I don't know if he saw Pepita there. He got a little bit lucky, as all shackle shots, of course, require, but still pretty damn good. And 40R is just... He had a great early game, and that one death in the Aegis loss as well. He's very scared, I think, about how quickly he dies in a lot of these fights, and I think Pepita should also be worried. He's an Ember Spirit at this point, but still very squishy. Needs to be careful.
Yeah, he's got to be worried about basically any lockdown plus TA. That can kill him. If it's Winter Wyvern plus TA, or worse yet, Wind Ranger plus TA, he just dies. So he's got to have his finger on the Remnant button at all times. He's always got to keep a Remnant back to escape with.
What do you think about Lincoln Sphere on a couple of these heroes, just to avoid getting shackled or...
It's definitely really
cursed?
good on paiN, I would agree. Yeah,
Yes.
They have a couple ways to break it. Lich spells, Splinter Blast is a really good way at breaking Lincolns, so maybe that's not the best item, but against Winter's Curse as well as the Shackle Shot, it's a great item to have. So I could definitely see that justified, but the problem is that if he gets Lincolns and then he starts a team fight and the Chain Frost comes out in any kind of a good way, then he just gets wrecked by it. Lincolns won't do much to save him there, so maybe not the best solution, but
Yeah.
I like it on paper.
They don't need to be too concerned just yet. Yeah, sure, they lost one team fight, but not over yet, obviously. They're pushing down the bottom tier 2 tower. They'll try to push top lane, but actually keeping back home is the Wind Ranger. And that will mean that paiN will also back up. They'll head top lane. It's a cool rocket cosmetic.
I noticed that too. It is pretty cool.
I didn't even see it.
It looks like a naval mine, basically.
That's pretty sweet.
He also maxed out his rocket, by the way. Very rare that players will do this, but sometimes it's really worth it. In a lot of cases, I feel like it's not leveled up enough, perhaps, because, I mean, it's basically, he could have 3 more skill points right now. That's 6 strength, 6 agility, 6 int. That's about 1 armor, gives you some mana pool, gives you 6 damage, 6 attack speed. It's hard to say, but when a rocket hits for 500 magic damage, you're like, oh, maybe I should max this out more, you know?
Yeah.
But it's great against TA right now. If TA doesn't have BKB, it hits her no matter what. She can't go in biz to dodge it like you used to be able to. So Missile's pretty strong in this game, I feel. Good at chasing a lot of their heroes now.
You forget about the 500 damage sometimes. You forget and you realize, okay, well, that actually does do a decent amount. But
Yeah, you just expect it that'll be like every other gyro missile where it does like 100 damage. You're like, oh, I'll be fine, no problem. Boom, dead.
yeah, that's... The worst is like going up against like a mid gyro and he maxes homing missile first. And you're like, what are you doing? Why?
Oh, mid gyro, yeah, I've done that before against a Shadow Fiend. He had like the worst laning stage ever because it's just 100 and some mana and you throw out a 500 damage nuke, and if he goes close to the creep wave, you just flat cannon and rocket barrage, and that's actually the solution though. You actually walk next to creeps when the homing missile hits you laning against gyro.
Yeah, it's still frustrating, obviously, but well, I don't think homing missile is going to be enough this game, not yet anyway. They're going to go ahead and actually maybe try to defend this 2-1 tower bottom. Sitting close is going to be Shibby. The refraction charge is being broken. He's taking a couple of tower hits, so back away. Power shot will fly through. Tava was nearby. He's Vendetta up. It feels like this Nyx Assassin, he's had a couple of good impales, but his Vendetta openings, I think the vision-wise, I think Leviathan has done a great job counteracting him. They threw a couple of sentries down. They saw Tava walk through. They're pinging him out like crazy. They're going to back away.
Plus, it got harder because he gave his opponents the gem.
Exactly.
Or the Tusk did. So now he can't even get close to them in a team fight. He actually does have to sit hidden and wait for the blink stuns, which is really limiting the value of the hero. He turns from being like a bounty hunter with stuns, which is amazing, to a hero that basically is just a Sand King with no epicenter. That's basically what he's playing right now.
Right. It's a very good point. These impales have to be spot on, otherwise I don't want to call him useless, however, but he has no room for error, essentially. He needs to be in the back of a fight. He'll have to blink in. He'll have to look for some great impales. And then other than that, we'll see how things do turn out for him.
Hello, friends. Apparently, there might be an issue with the TeamSpeak. we're gonna see if we can reconnect this thing here. And the TeamSpeak is down indeed. Alright, so we're just gonna try to get a backup solution running right now. While actually going, just hold on for a second while Jenkins getting stunned, getting wrecked, he dead. And let's see if I can get everyone on a secondary TeamSpeak real quick while not trying to miss any of the action. Oh, no, Pai's gonna make it away. Okay, the TeamSpeak 3 is down, and we are going to use this one. Maybe I can get everyone in ASAP. Hopefully, this would have been the dream. Bear with me, guys. We're gonna get all those people in. It's gonna be alright. Well, we're gonna have another smoke gang. paiN leading the charge. Go in. Oh, the smoke breaks. They know everyone is here and they're gonna be going. BKB activated by Chibi though. Oh, good. Impale onto Flying Zebra. Still no ultimate from him. Chibi goes ham. BKB still activated. But there is the Fiend Scripts. Pure magic. Hell yeah. This is what they do right now, and, well, that is not easy at all. Taco, well, he goes down. Chibi is still going. Chibi is still alive. He can't lose the gem, though. That's a major issue. Bottom right-hand side. Pekko's still alive. Oh, the power shot. He doesn't see him. He does not see him, actually, so that's an issue. That is definitely an issue, but we still can't get people in here. Holy shit. Wait, I can't reconnect to the server, so this is all on me, apparently. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's go.
TA.
Sorry.
Okay, you're good. Okay.
Did you get that team fight?
I actually commented it myself, which is very subpar.
All
but
right.
I just DC'd from
I'm
the server. I
so
don't know
sorry,
what's happening.
Twitch. I'm so sorry.
Wow, you assholes. Holy shit.
Sorry,
Go
you had
bottom.
to hear
Go
that,
bottom.
German.
Come on.
All right, C14's gonna get caught out. Part 2 of the fight, and they'll kill the Bane easily. Mid's gonna maybe have paiN go into Zebra. He just got back from respawning, and paiN says, "I'll take that kill." And by the way, he did pick up an ultimate orb. I just want to throw that out there. So.
Man, the fact that they didn't kill Chibi in that last fight was just not good. Oh, he's in trouble.
Pico Walrus Punch. It just goes in. Now the Impale comes through. Good snowball.
he's
Should be
gonna
in
die.
trouble. The call down coming in. Gem's on the deck. He stays too long. Jenkins was not there. Mecha was on cooldown for 13. TP's out on Mass. And Jenkins will be the only one to stay. And he's going to get caught. There's the Impale coming through. 40 is going to pop the Rocket Barrage. And then they corner him. Ganged up on. They blow him up. Did they get the gem back, or is it still on the deck? Somebody picked it up. I don't know who it was. It was Pico. They got it back. All right.
Yeah, you just have to be so careful when you blink aggressively when you're playing TA and your BKB is not up, because if you do go a little bit overly aggressive and the right heroes are there, your refraction charges are just gone. And he does a lot of damage to the Tusk right now, but it's not that much. He's got a Vlad's up on his hero. He's sitting at pretty decent armor and survivability. He's got a blink dagger. He can snowball if he's really in trouble. Tusk completely baited him into that one.
Well, they're going to find Roche off this too. That's how devastating that fight was. All for an off-lane tier 1 tower. Not sure it was worth it. This is actually a huge pick for them. It was looking pretty dire. I mean, sure they have paiN who's doing amazing well. Still hasn't died yet. And he's having a great game. But the rest of the squad was looking a little bit lost. So they'll pick up the gem, they'll pick up the Aegis again for the gyrocopter, so now they have to go through 2 heroes. paiN gets caught, Shackle Shot will go. They have the damage, the Impale will come through. No, Tavo's not able to get it off. Nushin will blink away. Impale can go. The Sleight of Fist chase, they found him. Impale will fly. Nushin in trouble, they've got Chain Frost. Is it enough? Chain Frost is gonna go great. Shackle Shot, paiN will fall. Snowball coming in, Nushin will fall as well. Jaw's gonna try for the TP. They have no Impale up ready to go. A 1-for-1 trade, and that is hugely important for Leviathan.
He baited them into the Chain Frost double shackle, kind of, not intentionally. Jaw in the right place at the right time, man. I saw that shackle coming, and I saw the Lich, and I was like, oh, what's happening? And they got the gank off. That's 1,000 gold going to Nusham.
He has got 3.6k right now. I'm not sure what he's saving for. Maybe his kid's college fund, but goddamn, buy something. Jesus.
I wonder if he goes Monkey King Bar over Daedalus this game. I'm not quite sure, because Gyro could very easily grab a butterfly. It's very likely because of the fact that both TA as well as Wind Ranger are very reliant on right clicks. So I feel like he just has to aim for the MKB. Both of these heroes maybe do.
Well, it'll be a while, but we'll have to see if that's going to be the case.
Well, either way, he's going to buy a Demon Edge, right?
I imagine, yes.
He might BKB as well. It's also a possibility as a Wind Ranger that you go BKB at this stage.
A lot of Blink Daggers.
Is that okay? That's what Winter Wyvern's been saving for. Pretty good idea, I think, this game. Normally I'd say whatever, go the defensive items, but some Winter Wyverns do buy Blink, and the reason he's getting it is because if he gets a good Winter's Curse, they can guaranteed follow it up with a Shackle. And if they can stun 2 heroes for 7 seconds in a teamfight AoE, like, how do they not win at that point?
It's tough. Double damage rune is going to be picked up by paiN. That's not really, I mean, God, as if paiN needs anything else. He's got a full Lincoln's coming out, so that was the item that we guessed, and he will grab it. So Winter's Curse as well, Shackle Shot. That's really the one way they could kill him, is a great Shackle, as we saw in that top lane. And that's going to be even harder now. So he grabs himself the Lincoln Sphere. There's an MKB on the Gyrocopter as well. Speaking of MKB, you talked about Shibby getting a Demon Edge. You picked one up. Nusham, I think, will do the same. He's at 4,000 gold, so they're not quite there yet.
There might just be waiting to see what the Gyro's next item is. Like, if Gyro looks like if he gets an Eagle Song or something, they say, okay, obviously he's going to go Butterfly. If he builds an MKB, then they say, okay, maybe we can get away with a Daedalus. But I don't know, it's hard to say. If you get a Daedalus, it does way more damage as a Wind Ranger. But if you get an MKB, then you protect yourself. If you get behind, you can still beat those evasion heroes. And the baiN also has a medallion, so it's possible he could pick up a Solar Crest and use it on whoever's being targeted. So I just keep thinking about getting an MKB here, but he may not want to go for that.
No. I'm waiting for the tier 2 bottom bush, and they're going to bring it in. As paiN and 40R, they'll take this down cleanly. Still 2 tier 2 towers left, in fact. 1 mid, 1 top lane. Shibby will continue to push in mid. Actually has a gem of his own now. They didn't get it back, I don't believe. No, they just bought their own. I think this is his that he bought. Yeah, he bought his own gem. That's fine.
Which hero did? Oh, Cha.
Yeah.
He picks up a plate mail. I'm not quite sure what the plate mail's for. Maybe Solar Crest? Or not Solar Crest, what's it called? Yeah, Lotus Orb, that new item. I guess it can reflect things like baiN spells, can reflect Homing Missile, Mana Drain on Nyx Assassin, some of the spells from Tusk as well. Doesn't really... I guess you can also remove Searing Chains from an ally, which might be really useful. So I can't imagine he's building either a Shiva's or an Assault Cuirass. He's just not going to get those items. And in fact, I kind of criticize this plate mail. I just don't think... I feel like there's a better item that he could pick up. It does protect him heavily against Sleight of Fist that's going to be coming out of the Ember when he just gets hits in the teamfights. Like, we've seen plenty of supports just get one-shot by that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The plate mail will prevent that.
I think that's what he's scared of, honestly, is just getting destroyed by a good Sleight of Fist. And yeah, even the MKB damage coming out from the Gyrocopter could be pretty devastating, or just the right-click damage of the Gyro. Yeah, I did see that Homing Missile. That did look neat. That was pretty nifty. Oh, well. Top lane push. Come on, let's see something. Let's get a team fight here. We got teased earlier, but now, TP gets canceled as PaiN was trying to bot something. They're going to fight. Winter's Curse comes out. 40R does save the Aegis. Good back wall on the 3, and Pale comes out, but 40R is still in trouble. Great snowball. C4T Thieves grip on Anusham. Aegis gets reclaimed. 40R is still on. Pops the BKB. Still up and ready to go. They will grab 2. paiN turning it around. 40R. One more right click. Shibby just trying to chase him down. Malstrike will do the jump, but now he needs to leave. Now the Searing Chain's coming through the Blink Dagger. Pepita going to town. Shibby says, please, please no, dear God, I want to live, and it's not going to happen. He's dead for freaking 82 seconds now. They thought they could get this fight going their way, but all of a sudden, that snowball did everything for paiN.
Yeah, the fight started basically because they saw a TP get canceled, which means that some hero that paiN wanted to be there couldn't get there instantly. So that gave Leviathan the chance to initiate. They did go in. They didn't get the Shackle Shot, unfortunately, after the Winter's Curse. And with the Aegis being reclaimed from Gyro there, they were able to clean up the fight. That was 2 heroes dying there on paiN's side, I think.
There's a vacuum. Pepita goes to work. Pepita was the one TPing in, by the way. It was canceled. I'm not sure how he got back into the fray. Probably just remnanting. But Carapace will go and setting up Flying Zebra, who's trying to go to work. Blink out. Searing Chains will go. No, Sleight of Fist actually miss, and it does, but the Searing Chains will actually miss. The Ice Shards come through the mech. To keep them up, they'll back away from the tier 3 tower. They decide what they want to do next. They'll head back to the tier 2 of their own, down bottom.
So they lost gold for that, basically, because Leviathan's saying that they lost their tier 2 tower. They also lost the team fight, but they didn't lose a Rax, and they traded it for the Aegis. So if they can just take another fight and have it go slightly better, then they can get back in this game. But right now they're losing track of everything again. They're getting behind. Their fights aren't quite going perfect. They have to have the stars align a little bit. Maybe not the stars, but They need to do Winter's Curse into Shackle Shot with the Darkseer combo. It looked really good for them there, but it wasn't quite perfect.
It was the Tusk again coming in to save everyone with the snowball. And everyone got really low for a period of time, and then things just turned poorly on a dime. So Tusk coming in with a great snowball again. His blink dagger is up, so it's very easy for him to get good snowballs off. And this is a hero that actually Leviathan usually ban. They don't really like having to deal with Tusk, and they're kind of going to let it show right now. They're down 12-24 with 39 minutes into the game. At this point, they're down 12,000 net worth, and one more team fight that poor, and paiN could easily take a Rex, but they might just wait for Roche before they go for anything again.
And they continue farming their items, so Wind Ranger's sitting top to split push a little bit, try to prevent paiN from going for a Rax up there. It's always good to do this when you're behind, because it means that you're more likely to see a paiN hero come back, defend that push, and then you know where they are. It's one way to get vision without having to have Observer Wards up.
Leviathan continue to just stay top it together, and they're kind of switching spots here. paiN and Pico are down bottom, and we'll blink into the creep wave. Leviathan getting to push, and they're just kind of sitting around. Now they'll be back home down bottom. 40R and crew are still pretty far behind. They're actually going to be over to the Ancient Stack. They have a smoke? No. 4 steps now up in Tavo. They'll throw up a Vendetta. The gem, did they take it off Jaw? They certainly did. They dropped it into the base, I believe. Yeah, there it is. The gem's down the deck as well. And Aegis, or rather Roche respawn, is going to be almost max duration. About 20 seconds away from max duration. So they'll sit around Roche until it respawns, and then at that point they'll just head to Roche. Get the Aegis to try to push into one of the lanes and take a fight.
With that Satanic up on Gyro, it just gets harder and harder for Leviathan to take a fight here. They have to basically kill him from full to dead. Otherwise, he's going to heal back up, especially with the MKB. The only way that he doesn't, maybe, is if he's hitting Templar Assassin Refraction charges, but
well,
it's going to be something to lifesteal on. We'll see if Newsham goes for his MKB here or saves buyback. But I kind of feel like he just needs damage, honestly. His farm rate has really decreased heavily. It's usually what happens with Wind Ranger, because she's not the fastest farmer. Her only AoE is Power Shot, basically, and getting hero kills. But the hero kills haven't really come out that heavy.
No. 5-5 and 5. There was a point, like, maybe 10 minutes ago when they were winning a lot of fights and getting a couple of kills with Smoke Up the Seats that they were doing really well, and she was getting item after item, and that stifled significantly. He could really buy the MKB now if he wanted to, and that would certainly give him the damage, but he's been dying very quickly. There's a BKB, full defensive build for paiN, by the way. He's going to sell the Sekila probably, or his bottle, one of the two. That's
I like
nuts.
this choice. He basically says, we're winning right now, we're staying ahead, all I have to do is not die and continue my streak going, and we're going to win this game.
If Leviathan lose this team fight, by the way, Newsham does not have buyback. This should have buyback. Absolutely not. He bought a Christmas. They're going all in. They want to make sure they do not give Roche away again, and they're going to look for a potential kill. They're going to head right towards the Tier 2 tower mid lane, but everyone else is sitting around the Tier 1 tower bottom behind 40R. They're going to wrap around. They've drawn the line. Chibi says, let's go. I want to jump on some others, and I want to actually just bring them down with a quick meld. Chrysalis proc. We'll see if that's the case. Here we go. Smoke's about to end. Tavo, call down will fly. They don't know it. Impale onto 4. They get all caught. And now the flat cannon. There's the curse still in play. Fiend scripts will fly. Shibby's in trouble. Walls at the deck. It's not doing anything. Chain Frost will go. And it's going to bounce effectively. Tavo's getting low, but it doesn't matter. They're all dead. Remnant's going to fly up to the high ground. They've lost 4. Roche is effectively theirs if they want it. They'll find another gem, I believe, which was dropped on the deck. And they're going to keep chasing. John's going to get caught. Pepita doesn't have Remnant, but he's got Blink at 3. He stopped chasing. He's sleight of fisted to get the kill. And all 5 are dead purge. They could just go straight down mid or top and finish this game off, really.
Yeah, the fight was just so... The smoke was so delayed and it's daytime, so by the time they passed around that corner, the Radiant tier, or the Dire tier 2 spotted them. So because of that, they knew where they were, the cooldown came, and it's just a really straightforward team fight. They didn't know where their opponents were. Their opponents knew where they were. It's going to happen like that.
Well, it was a good effort from Leviathan. Maybe a bit too heavy-handed with that Smoke of Deceit. They have a glyph, actually. I guess the game's not over yet, but they don't have TA for 28. The Wind Ranger will be respawning soon. They'll only maybe lose a Tier 3 tower out of this. They won't be able to get... They haven't gotten Roche yet, so it's not like they have an Aegis on hand. They're going to keep going, though. They're not really that afraid of anybody else, but they'll get a Shackle shot up and will not latch into Pepita. Hits Tavo instead, I believe.
Focus Fire breaks Lincoln's.
And that's going to be that for the melee racks. Jumping in, Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains will go. And they'll back up now. Maybe they can head to Roche. TA has respawned. No buybacks forced, but they didn't have any to use, so...
So Leviathan has to basically go back to what they were doing before, try to push the lanes, eventually smoke and try to start a fight again.
Well, they're gonna lose Roche. They could try to smoke again and look for a fight in the Roche pit, but at the time they get there, this Roche should be dead. They have a Silver Crest. They have the MKB. Pepita's damage is pretty good. It's going a bit slower than I think they would like it to, but it's not going to matter. They're going to take the Sages.
Yeah, their previous Roche was pretty slow, but this one's going to be fast. Looks like Gyro's building an AC. Very rare item on his hero, but when you're against a single target physical damage hero, then it's a really good item to pick up.
He's not far off. He needs the Hyperstone, and that'll complete it for him.
He actually has it already. It's on the courier, so
Oh,
his
really?
full AC is ready. He's super stacked right now.
Okay, that's pretty huge. Plus, it allows for really good tower pushes, and
Yep.
I don't really see Leviathan winning the next fight unless they can get that vac wall combo off in like 5 heroes and somehow... I mean, the problem is there's just like they have a lot of really good single target damage, but even with their team fight, every hero is already really strong at this point. I don't know. 40R has an Aegis. They have a cheese, I believe, on Pepita, so killing them is not impossible. And killing them twice or 3 times or whatever is going to be even harder.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy game for them coming out. Next Assassin's going to go scout, I guess, for now. Look for the rest of Leviathan. Leviathan's waiting for the Ember TP to the top lane. They'll have buybacks, though.
This is only game 1, by the way. We should point that out. It's a
Yep.
best of 3, so it's not like the series is over, even if they lose this first game, but... Well, I don't know. They actually had this game. I don't think they had the game in the palm of their hands, but they had a really good, couple of moments here. Like 30 minutes into the game, they actually had a couple of kills, and I don't know, man. Like you said, you kind of just have to split push, try to go for a smoke gank, bring the fight to paiN, and get a good pick off. But I don't know if that's really going to happen here.
Yep, they sit in their base for now. They don't even know there's an observer board watching their movements. Shibi can still farm very rapidly since he's fairly survivable by himself, and he can also jungle very fast, but the Wind Ranger can't really do the same. So they kind of just sit back, and the only thing that's going to get them back in this game is a team fight. They have to get, like, at least 2 5-for-0 fights before they're going to equalize in terms of gold.
That seems very unlikely. I'm just going to throw that out there.
It's a 20k net worth deficit. It's a little bit.
Yeah. Somehow they haven't lost a full set of racks yet, though. But that might happen very, very soon. As 40R and crew are about to push up to the high ground right now.
Oh man, and their observer ward is totally spotting them out a bit.
Yeah. The sentry is just going to miss on the high ground there. Blink back. Tier 3 tower getting chunked down by 40R from the low ground. Good Arctic Burn. Has the Satanic, and he can use that at any point in time. They are armored actually onto the tower, of course. And pretty well
Side traps to
played.
defend.
Yeah, they have like 3.
You can't walk over
wow,
those, right?
holy
It like
crap.
creates a barrier. Oh, I think this is a troll side trap plane. Like, let's
Why?
get some more fans today.
Pim, please stop drawing question marks. They don't look like that. Draw over that. That's not a question mark. Flight of Fist goes. Searing chains out of Shibi's. Refraction's about to break. Ice shards will fly as well. Still has the ice armor on him. 40R has been... 40R has slowed up into oblivion. If they pop the side trap as well, God. Like, he had ice armor slow plus Arctic Burn slow.
If you activate all the side traps at the same time and someone's in the middle, like you take damage, right? Like surely you take damage.
Is that how it works?
It's better.
It's just a 0 movement speed. Newsham was looking for Shackle, couldn't find it. Jenkins has to blink away. This Ice Armor and Arctic Burn combo is owning 40R. They'll lose the tier 3 finally, but that's just the beginning. The siege continues. And there we go. We got a circle of side traps here. Great stuff. At least they have a Daedalus now.
That's actually so scary. Think how long you could slow somebody for. I like that they're going all in on
That doesn't
items.
go through match
It's not
speed,
about
does it?
buybacks. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's
so.
not even, so it doesn't matter. It does not pure spell immunity. So if he pops all those traps at once, it's not going to matter.
I mean, they don't stack.
Right, well.
But he should
They'll
like
catch everybody
activate
in the
one and
vicinity.
scare somebody, and then activate another one, scare another guy. I think it'd look really cool if you activated them one by one really rapidly, because then it might intimidate his opponents more.
Like a domino effect.
Exactly. They'll be like, wow, there's so many. When will it stop?
How many do they actually
No,
have
Shackle.
here? Shackle does not hit. Tabo misses the Impale. Zebra
lot of
dies
whiffs.
anyways. But that doesn't matter. Pika will take a Meld Strike, but not a crit. And Shibby has to back up. He's got no refraction. Good Winter's Curse. Tabo's way in deep. And 40R is just going to work on the range racks in the meantime. Sleight of Fist Chains will fly. Pepita bops the BKP. Jenkins actually does get off a great cold embrace. Pepita eats the cheese.
Okay.
No, not gonna eat the cheese. Screw it. I'm fine. See you guys later. I'll be up in 95 seconds. Back wall will go. Pops the BKB. 40R goes into Satanic as well. And Shibby's in trouble. Great Impale as the refraction comes out. Jaw in trouble as well. I'm looking for more. Spike Carapace goes. Triple kill for 40R. And that'll do the job. Team wipe. Leviathan will go down 0-1 in this best of 3 series. Very well played on the paiN Dire side.
I just think they picked themselves into a corner a little bit with their support picks. The Lich would have helped them in their lane and all, but it didn't do that much. Maybe they should have sat at mid with a TA instead. That might have been way better. Like, who cares about buffing up a Darkseer? He's already going to create pressure in his lane. If you put the Lich mid and just zone the crap out of the Ember Spirit, at least then that you don't have to worry about your TA getting outplayed.
The team was doing so well, though, for like the first, 5 minutes. And then what always happens when you're against an Ember Spirit is the Ember Spirit gets levels, and then it starts owning you. Oh, well.
Yeah. Gotta stay ahead of that curve, man. It's the only way.
It's so difficult. But that'll do it for game number 1 at the very least. We will have a post-game show coming up here, and then we'll jump into our next game as soon as possible. Make sure you guys stick around. Of course, this is moonducktv. Make sure you check us out at moonduck.tv, at moonducktv on Twitter, and of course, here on Twitch, twitch.tv/moonducktv. So we'll be right back, guys. Stick around.